How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how I find my levels to day trade, what I look for, what I tend to stay away from, and I'm even going to talk about how I use them while trading. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click that thumbs up button, and click that bell icon so you do not miss out on any of my upcoming videos. For the example, today we're using SPY because I trade this 95% of the time. Those that trade live with me inside Team Bull know this. This is what we like trading, has good liquidity. The options have good spreads. Now let's get right into this example. I want to start off by saying I never create my levels before 8:30 a.m. Eastern time because a lot of times we have data at that time. It's going to influence the market quite a bit. Break your levels if you create them too early. And it just doesn't make no sense to create them too early of a morning because chances are they're going to get broken. You're going to recreate them. So I like to do it within 1 hour of market open. I do like to have my supply and demand charted out, and I do this on the hourly time frame most of the time. That's my go-to. I do switch back and forth between the daily and the hourly. That's the main chart I look at when creating my levels. When I'm creating my demand zone, I like to place the bottom of my zone at a nice support area. I like the top of my zone to be at a nice area of confluence, where you can see some body on the candles opening and closing, whatever it may be, just a nice area of confluence, or it can even be a possible support close by, whatever, I like to have the wicks coming down into it, touching the bottom of my demand, right? That's what I look for. I may do it a little different to other people. That's okay. It works for me, and it works for a lot of people that trade live with me inside Team Bull. Now, you're probably wondering, like Grizzly, how do I identify the exact entry in that demand? What are you looking for to create your exact level that you give to us every day at Team Bull, or that you give to us every morning on your Instagram live that you do? And it's pretty simple, actually. I like to identify a nice, strong support inside of this demand area. So that 410 was my level from this morning. Let's take a look back here. Let me go to the left a little so you can see a little bit further back in time here. So let's start right here. This is 410. If you look back to the left, you can clearly see the wicks of candles touching it evenly, 5, 6, 7 times if you keep going. So that's a nice support area, right? Very obvious. I do not like to strain my eyes finding these levels. I trade what's obvious and clear to see. So that 410 was a nice support on the hourly time frame. We wasn't right at it when market opens. If we was right here when market opened, I'm not going to take that level. We're way too close. I like to have room to come down. Yes, we haven't hit it today. That's okay. My levels do not always confirm. But this is a valid level for a bounce. When I say bounce, I'm looking to purchase call options at that level, if I like what I see when we get down there. Keep in mind, I'm always watching SPX when trading SPY as well. I've said this in probably 100 of my videos. But when I'm trading SPY, I have support and resistance charted out on SPX. So, for instance, just for a real quick example, if I'm looking to take a bounce down here on SPY and I look on SPX and we're right below a big resistance, I'm not going to try to take calls because we're going to bounce up just a little and hit that resistance on SPX. It's going to push us down and stop us out. Just something, a little tip there to help you all save some money. Honestly, it's one of the biggest rules I keep as far as when I'm trading SPY. Same thing. You don't never want to take puts on SPY right at a big support on SPX. Write that down, put it on a sticky note, put it in front of you. Now, let's talk about this level up here. This wasn't my most current reject level today, but this is the best looking reject area I see looking at this hourly chart. So you're probably wondering now, how would you take reject up here in this supply? What would you be looking for? For me personally, I like to identify a nice resistance in this. And the resistance I see here is at this 415.8 or 415.82. That would be my entry for puts if we pushed up there. A couple other things I like to see. I like to see buying volume slowing down when we near these reject areas. Possibly even see some reversal candles forming on the lower time frame charts. It's all stuff to look for. Price action and volume are my two main indicators when I'm looking to get into the trade, when this lines up with my key levels. Now let's talk about the level I did have today. I like giving, current examples because I'm still fresh on my mind. I can give you my thought process, what I've seen. A lot of you already know my reject level was 414.2, which you can clearly see is a resistance on the hourly time frame, it's a decent one. It looks good. Still looks good to me. And we have prior day close there. What that means, that's what we closed at the day before on SPY. There's always a reason that you close at that number, okay? There's a reason behind that. Now that was my reject level for today. We never hit it, but I did take a reject. And let me show you why. This is why it's so important to have SPX support and resistance levels charted out. You can do this over the weekend. Most of the time they stay relevant throughout the week. Let me go to the 5-minute time frame so you can get a better picture. We come up, this was our entry for the reject on SPY. We went short here with SPY puts, and we caught this move back down here. We was all out down here at this candle here. Followed our exact game plan. Our stop loss was above 4148. If the bids broke above that, I would have been out of this trade. I made that very clear when trading SPY today. Now, that's how I find my entries. This is my preferred way to trade, my preferred way to, find my setups for the day. It seems super simple to y'all, right? I assure you it was not this simple when I was learning. I lost a lot of money narrowing down what worked, wading through all the nonsense you find on, not all of it's nonsense. There's a lot of good information, but there's some nonsense trading strategies that just don't work or overcomplicated. And this is what works for me. Supply and demand, support and resistance, mixed together with price action and volume. That's why I like to trade. Don't trade patterns. I tend to stay away from breakouts, opening range breaks, all that stuff. I wait on my levels to confirm. I try to come into the morning with no bias. Seems like every time I try to predict what's going to happen, I don't trade my plan. I don't trade my levels. I end up, either taking a bad trade or exiting way before I need to. So create your levels, come in with a plan, and it never hurts to chart out the different time frame supply and demand. If you want to chart out the hourly and the daily, maybe you can color code them a little differently. I want to point out something really quick while I'm thinking about it. You're probably wondering how I created this rectangle that you see here, this drawing, or how I wrote this, or maybe how I create my levels. Okay, I'll show you. You can right click, or you can come to drawings. You can access this either place. Add drawing. This is what you see there when I'm creating my zones. You want to add text, you do that here. And when I want to create my exact levels, I do that here, okay? Just wanted to point that out. I'm trying to add as much value in this video as possible. Again, creating levels does come with experience, but I hope, giving my thought process on this, what I look for, what time frames I use, and honestly, what drawings I'm using to get these levels together kind of helps you all out. I do plan on making more videos to go along with this. I've been trying to put more value into my videos. My goal on YouTube is to provide all the free education I can. Ideally, I want to be able to create my channel, set it up where people can come in and learn to trade from A to Z for free. That's what it's all about, giving back. That's basically all I have for this video. I hope it helped you all out. Definitely was a difficult one to make. You don't realize how hard it is to put years of experience into finding levels into a short YouTube video. Maybe I did leave some stuff out, but always feel free to reach out to me if you want, me to make another one, maybe something you don't understand or something I left out. Appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.